filmmaker or a YouTuber, you have probably at one point really wanted some kind of car mount. You see them all the time in movies, the way they mount them to vehicles on the front, the back, the side. And obviously on Hollywood sets, you'll have literal car rigs built to carry a car, and they're not even the ones driving, right? But bringing it down to a kind of a micro budget level, that's why I want to talk to you about the Delkin Fat Gecko, that's the name, car mount. This is like an $85 car mount off Amazon with 3 suction cups, and I have been very impressed with this. Can it hold a DSLR camera? Will it break? Can you actually trust this thing? Let me put this on my car and I'll show you how this works. When you go to attach the mount to your car, you want to make sure it's good and clean. So wash your hood down right there or your window, dry it, make sure it's good, and then you can attach it. This mount has so many knobs to tighten, which is good because it gives you some good customizable options to make sure that the mount is exactly in the position you need it to be in for your camera on your vehicle. But just make sure you don't miss any knobs because you don't want that camera vibrating. You can see here it's literally suctioned to my car so tight that it's shaking the entire car. Not gonna lie, this would look a lot cooler if I had some kind of vintage truck like Peter McKinnon or some kind of vintage sports car. Yeah, you're just gonna have to be happy and enjoy seeing this on my Toyota Corolla. It's not the same, but it still looks cool. It's about the shot. It's about the method. It's not really about the car. At least that's what I'm telling myself. An absolute must-have is a circular polarizer filter. You can see it's cutting the glare completely off my windshield. This just screws right onto the end of my lens and makes the footage look so much better. The last thing to do that I almost forgot to do, you don't have to do it, but if you just want to have that much extra safety, is to put a ratchet strap over the hood of your car just to keep that mount from not coming off. So I want to do that real quick. One pro tip is make sure you have like something soft you can put under this clamp because this ratchet strap will definitely scratch up your car. So keep something soft under that, but this is kind of how I have it cinched down. Not super tight because I don't want it to adjust the framing of my camera, but it's just enough that if something happens to come loose with a suction cup, that it's going to keep it on. So the question is, would I trust this on a main road, on a bigger road? And I would. I've used it on county roads, and that's basically what I'm pulling on to now. And let me just turn the camera here. One thing when you're framing a shot like this is you want to make sure your subject, in this case that's me, but you want to make sure that it's framed for their eye line and you can capture their expression well, and you're framed so that your audience knows where they're supposed to look. If it's confusing, then they aren't going to know where they are supposed to look. I just saw somebody looking, I could tell they were like, what is on his car right now? To find the shot you want, hold your camera where you want your camera to be and then mount the camera. Don't do it the other way around. And then also make sure you shoot in manual focus, no autofocus. Keep it manual, find your focus, and you'll be good to go. It's funny to me the amount of looks I'm getting from people driving by, just like super confused. Like, is this a film crew? Is this a movie set? What's going on here? Nothing like this happens in Newcastle. You will get some micro jitters with this, and obviously the R5 has stabilization that can be good and bad. So it's kind of up to you if you decide you want to use digital stabilization to help add it, or kind of leave the micro jitters for that cinematic look. Something else you can do is just turn off the stabilization in the camera. So there are a couple options there, because there are micro jitters. It just depends on how much you're good with. You know, everybody is okay with a little bit different amount of micro jitters, but I think it looks pretty good. And honestly, I think for, again, a budget setup, I think it works pretty well. I am using the Canon R5 with the 70-200 2.8, so it's not a light lens, it's not a small lens, so that's going to add some weight and some bounce to it, so take that into consideration as well, I guess. Okay, so now I have the camera on the car mount in the back window facing forward, and this is just a cool inside the cabin of the car look. I love these locked off camera shots. They're always very interesting and kind of have a cinematic feel to them. One thing when you're getting these kinds of car shots, both inside the car and outside, build it like a scene. Make sure you have a couple different angles, some closer, some wider. That way when you cut it together, it'll feel a little bit more like a movie scene. Because I'm in a Toyota Corolla and not a cool pickup truck like Peter McKinnon, my windshield and all my windows are not very big, and so getting this camera in the windshield was a little bit tricky, and so I'm actually having to slump down in my seat just to try to get myself in frame because of how the mount is. My camera can't go quite all the way up, but it is built really well. I have twisted the knobs, I've tightened them very much, and I've felt no cracking. They're solid, there's nothing that is broken, and I've used this on a number of different shoots. I've used it on some music videos and some different places, and I haven't been able to find a better car mount than this. If you guys know of a different one, hey, drop it in the comments, let me know. But this is one of the best car mounts I've seen for the price, for the build quality. It just works really, really well. And yes, you guys should be happy. I have blueberry coffee from Dunkin'. It's the only kind of coffee. If you're gonna get coffee from somewhere out in town, you need to get Dunkin' and you need to get blueberry coffee. I'm telling you, it's good stuff. When it comes to action cameras, this mount will have zero issues. I have used this on a number of different shoots. I used it on a music video last summer, and I actually used this extended boom pole, and I put my Action 4 that I'm using right now on this, fastened this to the car mount, and it kind of extended out behind this really cool vintage car we were using, and it kind of gave this like third-person view for this car. And so you can use this mount for all of your action cameras. Doesn't matter if it's Insta360, a GoPro, DJI, it's gonna work really well. With all of them, you can mount it anywhere because it's so light and so easy to use. So using this mount now off and on for about a year, I am very happy with it. I feel like Delkin came to this really good balance of quality and budget friendly, and it just works very well. I've had zero issues with it, and I could definitely recommend this for your DSLR camera, your action camera. It's gonna give you that look. You're gonna be very happy with it. Hope you guys enjoyed watching today's video. Hope you found it helpful. Please consider subscribing. Can't talk. Please consider subscribing. Check out this video here I made recently with Dehancer. It's a phenomenal film emulation tool. Check it out right there. And thanks for your time. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.